Here, and I am sharing a recipe for you today with some key ingredients. So sometimes there are things in a recipe that elevate it, that make it special. And I'm going to show you today how to make a vegan Alfredo, creamy, rich, delicious vegan Alfredo sauce. And what ingredients? There are 3 ingredients in this that I think two especially, but 3 that I think really bump it up, elevate it, so that when you have a sauce like this, people go, what's in that? What's making that special today? So I'd like to hear from you. Where are you? And have you made your own Alfredo sauce, like your own fettuccine Alfredo? Let me know if you have and how it went. Like, tell me what you thought of it, and if you enjoyed the flavor, that kind of thing. So let me know where you are and tell me about your cooking experience with making an Alfredo. So this recipe is actually in Plant Power Families. That way, Drina, that way. And the recipe is on my blog. So I've added the recipe to the description. And this is how it, this way, Drina, there we go. This is how it looks when it's all served up. Cindy says she's only made this recipe. Aw, thank you. I've done a few different Alfredo recipes, and this one is really easy to make. The new book, Drina's Kind Kitchen, has an instant pot. Sometimes I call it Instapot. Does anybody else do that? Like Insta? I don't know. I do that so often, but it's Instant Pot. And Cindy's from Ontario. How is it there? I know the weather's been like, ooh, all over the place because I have my best friend is in Ottawa. And Nicole says she's never made her own stuff. And so you've made this recipe too, Nicole? Let me know. So what was I saying? Instant Pot, the new book. I go off track, but I'm going to try to keep this recipe about 10 minutes or this video today. Okay, I'm going to really work on that, not a 20-minute video. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, Cindy, I've heard the weather's like super cold, but you had it really hot. See, I'm off track again. Okay, back on track. The new book has a fettuccine recipe in the Instant Pot, and I call it 1 minute Alfredo because that's actually how long it takes to cook it, and then it's done. Like, you set the timer for 1 minute, boom, and you've got your pasta and everything's in there. So this one is a blender recipe. I'm going to start getting things going and move the camera so you can see things. So this one calls for cashews and almonds soaked. I do not have almonds, raw almonds today. At least I don't think I have. I didn't want to dig deep enough into the cupboard to see if I have them, because I haven't been using them a lot for recipes because I showed up having some almond sensitivity. So I haven't been using them, and they're probably in there somewhere, but I didn't want to dig in. So you know what? You have that flexibility. You can use all cashews, which is what I'm using today. Krista says this is her favorite. Thank you. And I'm going to go off track. This beautiful necklace comes from Christy Robinson. So look her up online. And I just was touching it and I love it. And she does all kinds of vegan jewelry. So if you want some vegan jewelry, she's a beautiful, beautiful person, and she makes amazing jewelry. Anyhow, off track, back on track. So I'm using a full amount of cashews today, raw cashews. And you know what I did? I soaked them in this. So you know how sometimes we soak cashews and then, or anything, and then drain it and then put it back, and it's like, use the blender. Why dirty the dish, right? You've got the blender, throw it in there, put the hot water in it and soak it. Or do batch cooking, because that's often what I do with nuts is I'll batch cook, batch soak the nuts. So you can soak cups and cups of cashews, maybe 3 cups of cashews, get them all soaked and then drain them. And then if you know you're going to use them in a full day, within about 4 days, put them in the fridge. Otherwise they start to go a bit funky after a few days. If you don't think you'll use them right away, then into the freezer. And then you've got them ready, soaked anytime. but today I didn't. So another tip to soaking nuts is use hot water to soak them quicker. It will like speed up the soaking time, okay? So you can use hot water, and it does not take long for cashews. Almonds, harder nuts are different. Cashews, like you can quick soak them in hot water, about an hour or even less. I didn't even take an hour today. So there they are. Use the blender to soak and then just drain them. Cashews are in there. For a nut-free version, I know a lot of people are going to ask. It's a little tricky. I've done it. I would probably go with half sunflower seeds and half pumpkin seeds. The color will change, right? It's not going to be as creamy white, but that is probably a good option. I might do some other tweaks with it as well, but that's like the immediate idea. I could play around with the flavors a bit more too, okay? So, okay, let's try to get this too. What did I say? What did I say? About 10 minutes. Okay, some non-dairy milk goes in there, and I also have to add water, but I'm not going to add all of that yet because I want to get the mixture going without too much liquid. Okay, so we've got some fresh garlic going in there. Now, you use how much you like, right? You love like a really strong garlic flavor in there. Use 3 big cloves. Keep in mind, I'm using about 2 medium. Keep in mind that the sauce gets warmed through, but the garlic isn't really cooked a lot, right? The sauce is warmed through. So that garlic flavor will be fairly pronounced if you use a lot, okay? But if you know you love it, then go for it. All right, and now salt. I've got to open my recipe again. Sorry about that, guys, because, you know, I don't remember all of the ingredients and measures. Some recipes I do because I've made them enough times that they're just in the brain. So salt I've got. Okay, so about a teaspoon of salt. And I have like a jar that I use for salt, and I keep a little measure in there, and then it's always ready. It's like a half teaspoon I keep in there, and that's kind of handy, just a little tip. And I reuse all these jars, right? This was a vegan yogurt jar. And we've got the garlic in there and lemon juice. We need lemon juice. That is 1.5 tablespoons. Whoops. I'm gonna try not to get seeds in here. The organic lemons have so many seeds. I love them for getting the zest, but they have so many seeds. Okay, that's a half teaspoon. And I am going to blend this. Oh, and a little bit of Dijon, just a tiny bit. If you don't want Dijon, you don't have to add it. It's just a small amount, and it's just like a little background note. I'm gonna get this blended. Okay, it's gonna be noisy. Second time using this today. I made green smoothies this morning. Just checking the comments. Made green smoothies this morning, making this, and later today I'm going to make a salad dressing because I'm going to pair this with a salad. I use this all the time, guys. And I'll mention it again because I've managed to get you guys a discount code, 20% off Blendtec or any jars. And this blender, the twister jar, is the one I use for salad dressings and sauces. So there's a link there, and the code is yay-blendtec, and you'll get 20% off anything. So I'll just mention that before I keep going. And so now it's pretty, not fully smooth, but pretty good. Smells pretty good. I'm going to add some water. So now we've got, I think it's a cup of water. And, oh, for milk, I should mention milk. Okay, so people always ask, what's the best milk to use? You know, I think everyone has their favorite non-dairy milks when they start. I'm at 9 minutes, so I got to speed this up. Yes, this is the recipe, Peter, from Plant Powered Families. Have you tried it? Let me know, guys, if you've tried vegan fettuccine recipes or if you've made your own. And what was I saying? Oh, non-dairy milks. So I'm using a plain oat milk here today, and it's the one that we get at Costco's. Susie's. because it's just oats and water. Often if I have a non-dairy or a plain unsweetened soy milk, like an organic soy milk, I'll use that because I also think that has a really good flavor in this recipe. If you love almond milk or cashew milk, as long as it's plain and unsweetened, it's fine. I wouldn't go with something that has a stronger flavor like a flax milk or a hemp milk. Just wouldn't go there for this kind of recipe. Might be okay in baking. Okay, so now we're going to get to the key secret ingredients. I have to say, how I first made my own fettuccine was many years ago, like when I wasn't vegan, and I was looking up recipes for vegan, or not for vegan, for fettuccine Alfredo, and I found one, of course, with whipping cream, right? So I'm making it on the stove with garlic and whipping cream, and it says add nutmeg. So that seems like a really peculiar ingredient because it's a sweet spice, right? And we use it in baking, but it is an ingredient that's used in creamy sauces, creamy pasta sauces, white sauces. So you just want a little bit. And I like to use whole nutmeg and just use my kitchen rasp. These are inexpensive. And this is perfect for lemon zest and for, you can do ginger and garlic, all kinds of things with this. So just a little bit, like literally a few. You don't want it to taste like, eggnog. So just like a little bit. So I just got just a tiny bit off it. It smells so good though. Nutmeg smells so good. So that is the first ingredient that people are going to go, there's something a little interesting in here. The next is miso. So you guys know I love miso, and I especially love chickpea miso. This is not chickpea miso because I've been having a harder time finding it. I don't know if it's because, the pandemic and all of that, but this is a light miso. It's shiro miso, and it's very light in color. So you want one that's light because it's lighter in flavor and also in color. And this adds extra saltiness and also that background umami flavor. Like what's in that? So we're going to blend that, and then I'll tell you the last one. Okay, this is going to be noisy again. All right, and the last ingredient, I don't actually blend it in. I just kind of add it. Oh, the only thing, I forgot to add pepper. You do want to add a little bit of pepper to it. That reminds me of that Saturday Night Live skit. Do you guys remember the Saturday Night Live skit with Adam Sandler? Would you like it a pepper? Would you like it a pepper? Okay, look it up if you haven't seen it. And I'll try to keep my skit references to a minimum. The other secret ingredient, lemon zest. So guys, I love lemons. I love lemon zest. And what was the last, my green smoothie video where I explained that to make a green smoothie taste good, really good, and to not have a flat flavor is to get a lemon, just kind of peel away the yellow, not the white part, but just the yellow part, chop the whole thing or half of it if it's big into your blender. This little bit of lemon zest is going to elevate the flavor of your fettuccine. So I call for a teaspoon. Another thing I do with lemon zest is I try to grate it. Again, I use this rasp, and I try to grate a bunch of it at once and pop it in the freezer, and then it's always there, right? So if you have a bunch of organic lemons, get the zest off, and then later use them for juicing or, whatever you want to use it for. And so about a teaspoon. So I'm not even measuring. I'm just going to put it in there. And you don't even need to blend it. In fact, I don't like to blend it because I like the little flecks of yellow in there, and I like to have it more whole. So that is our sauce. And I am not preparing the pasta right now because it is only 11:30 here on the West Coast. And I'm preparing this in advance to make for supper tonight because I was going to get out for an appointment, but now I had to cancel it. So that really is a bummer because I was in for a massage. But then Charlotte couldn't pick up the kids, so now I'm picking them up. Oh, well, that's how it goes. So I had planned it in advance to not have to make supper later. But still, this is great, right? You can make this even 2 days in advance and have it in the fridge. I wouldn't make it too much further in advance than that, but you know, probably 2 days is good. And oh, Cindy's saying that the sauce freezes beautifully. I was just wondering that myself. I was thinking, could you freeze it? So Cindy has made it and says that it freezes well. Thank you. So when you make this with the pasta, because like I said, I'm not doing the pasta right now, and I bought some new pasta that looks really good. It's like a chickpea blend pasta, so we'll see. I find some of the bean pastas are better when they have a blend of the bean flour with another flour blend. Anyhow, back on track, Drina. Keep on track. When you make the pasta, drain it. You can keep just a little bit of the cooking water, and then don't rinse the pasta. The only time you want to rinse a pasta is if you're making a pasta salad, because you want it to cool and you don't want it to get too gummy and starchy. But when it's for a hot pasta, don't rinse it, drain it, keep a little of the cooking water, like maybe quarter cup, and then add your sauce, warm it through until it starts to bubble and thicken. You don't need to cook it for very long, just a few minutes. And then as it sits, you know, like pasta will keep absorbing that liquid, that moisture. So if it sits for say 5-10 minutes, you might need to add a little more milk. So just get some more non-dairy milk and add it to moisten it, or a little bit of water. And same thing as when you're eating, if someone wants a second helping, then you just need to add a little extra liquid to it to get it moist and it will get really thick, right? So that's a lot of talking from me. And there is the recipe again. How many times have I done this and I still haven't gotten it? There, the creamy fettuccine. There you go. Doesn't that look good? And you can use any pasta noodle. You don't have to use fettuccine. You can use penne or, you know, any cut pasta, fusilli jerry. You guys remember that one from Seinfeld? All these references are coming to mind today. Fusilli jerry. Any pasta you want. And then see there's some parsley on there if you want to add parsley, a little tiny bit of lemon zest to serve is nice too, and extra fresh ground pepper, also nice. Okay, guys, I hope you try this. Like I said, the recipe link is there, and that's it. And the Blendtec link is there. So enjoy it, have fun cooking, and I'll be back when I'm back. That's all I can say. All right, have a great day. Blessings to you all, and I'll be back soon. Bye.